What is going on? Happy 2020 to everyone out there, and welcome to a new start of a decade, start of El Parceo Philly in the 2020s. Philadelphia sports kicking off with our orange and black on the ice over in the West Coast against the Las Vegas Knights, or shall we say the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, for the Flyers, as we all know, going into 2020, they would be in the middle of a 6-game Western Conference road trip, and we all know that has been a daunting task for this Philadelphia Flyers team. And on a late Thursday night over in Las Vegas, the Flyers would face off against the Knights, and let's just say it went as we thought it would. The Flyers would fall again to the Vegas Golden Knights, and it was honestly a game that was the most frustrating of them all. But here, guys, with me, I'm going to discuss why this was such a frustrating game. But sit back and hang tight, guys, because you don't want to miss any of this Flyers coverage today. Guys, I'm at Parceo Philly, uniting all through sports and culture here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia. And today, we're talking Flyers versus Knights. Let's get this started, guys. Yeah! Alright guys, before we move any forward, first off, I would like to say thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Whether this is the first time you are tuning in or you are returning back, I really wanted to thank you guys for tuning in. It really means a lot to me. We are trying to make my name known here in the Philadelphia sports market. And quite frankly, guys, I could use your guys' help to grow here. Help me out by liking this video, subscribing to this channel, hitting the bell button for notifications, as well as sharing this video and this channel to help me grow. But that's right, Flyers versus Golden Knights. Now, guys, I haven't really covered the Flyers since they have gone on this Western Conference road trip. You know, it's been a busy end of the month with me in my personal life. And honestly, I'm excited to get the 2020 season started. I'm ready to cover all things Philly sports and get back into European soccer for all my Philadelphia to stay in touch with their sports and their culture. But, you know, this first game of the year, guys, I had a good feeling here, guys. You know, at some point, I feel as if the Flyers have to turn this Western Conference headache away. Like they look like a completely different team when they are on the western coast of our United States, and it's just so frustrating to see a team play at home like one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, right? And then you go over in the Western Conference, and my guys, you look like District 5. Like I don't know what the mindset, I don't know why the mindset changes or what goes down when it comes to the Western Conference, but the minute they cross that line, they lose their confidence a little bit. And each of these games, like it's not like it's like close games. Like these guys are allowing like 4 or more goals in every single one of these Western Conference games. And I've talked about it plenty on my channel that, you know, traveling in the United States is so excruciating, right? Like, you know, in most, I cover a lot of European soccer, right? So over in Europe, the is not bad at all. Like, let's say like you're a Premier League team, you know, it's especially like if you're a London club, like there are 6 London clubs in the Premier League. So almost a third of your traveling is legit in your own city, so you just take buses, you know. So here in the United States, it's such a long travel, even to like our closest rival here in Philly, the Pittsburgh Penguins. That's like a 3 to 4 hour drive. You want to go to Jersey, you get face off against the Devils, that's about a 2-hour drive. Like that is excruciating to say the least. So, you know, traveling cross country, it could take about an 8-hour flight sometimes, maybe 10. It's been a minute since I've traveled over to the West Coast through an airplane, but it has been so bad. Now, the Flyers lost this game 5-4, right? And it was a game that right from the bat, my theory was correct. It looked like they jumped off quick. They looked good. They even got the first goal, but they weren't really giving Vegas many chances in the beginning of that first period. And then after that goal, I don't know if it was complacency or Vegas just turned it up, but the Flyers turned it down, and Vegas was relentless. They kept going. They kept pushing at it. And after that first goal, the Knights would just erupt. They would put 4 goals up in the first period. 4 goals in the first period, and every one of those goals, yes, there was one power play goal in that first period, and the Knights converted on that power play, but the other 3 goals, like, Carter Hart, he had 1v1 situations. He was getting no help from his defense. You know, you can't expect Carter to consistently make save after save if you're not going to help him out. Now, as the game went on, Carter did perform a little bit. Carter Hart did hold his ground. He would make some big saves that would make the scoreline a little bit better. But, you know, in that first half, the Knights just erupted, and it was tough for the Flyers to try to come back. Like, once a team erupts for 3-4 goals like that, like, it's tough to come back. But, you know, throughout the game, the Knights did look like the better team, but the Knights gave the Flyers opportunities to get back into this game, and the Flyers were, quite frankly, in this. You know, at the end of the second period, it was a 5-3 game. Going into the third, there was hope. You just needed 2 goals. We've seen the Flyers score 2 goals quickly throughout the season. So going into the third, there was a lot of momentum. You know, I definitely felt like they could do it. And then Sean Couturier got the power play goal, nice little wrister, and at that moment I was like, this is it. We're going to win this game. We'll get it in overtime, we'll get in a shootout, but we'll win this game. And then that third period was really, really tough to watch, and the Flyers had a lot of opportunities in that third period. And what really drove me especially crazy was near the end of that final period, the third and final period, the Flyers had a 5-on-3 advantage, and then Alain Vigneault took out Carter Hart, giving the Flyers a 6-on-3 advantage. You literally had 3 more players than the Knights to get a goal. With 32 seconds, you had 32 seconds to get a goal with a 3-man advantage, essentially. And the Flyers could not convert there. That's what drives me crazy here in this game. Because the Flyers, throughout this game, were stuck in here. They climbed back, even though they did not play well at times in this game. They still fought and they still grinded. And then you have the perfect opportunity to end with a 6-on-3 advantage, and you cannot get a goal. That is so frustrating, guys. Like, that was the most frustrating part about this game. But, you know, another aspect we got to talk about here is Marc-Andre Fleury. Now, we know him very well with his time as a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He was, you know, the goalie for a lot of those championship teams in Pittsburgh, and he was on tonight, guys. He legit was on, and he made so many big saves for the Knights that kept us out from winning this game. And he would see 38 shots, and he would save 34 of those. He got a lot of shots taken at him, and he made the saves when it counted the most, quite frankly. Mark was on, and then the third period, it was like around 6 minutes. Claude Giroux tried to hit a top shelf wrister. He thought it was going in. Marc-Andre somehow blocked that, and Claude Giroux, just all he could do was look at Marc-Andre and just smile, because like that's just the type of night Marc-Andre Fleury was having. Like he was on. But you know, our goalie didn't have a bad game either. Like I said, he did not receive a lot of help on this night, but yet he would still see 33 shots, and he would save 28 of them. You know, you can't pin this loss all completely solely on Carter Hart here. These performances in the West Coast have truly, honestly been a team effort, and the Flyers have to figure. You got 2 more games left in this West Coast swing. You got to figure out how to get out of this West Coast slide. Like, I know that whatever happens in these next few games, I know you're going to come back and you're going to get back on a winning streak because you're going to have a nice little homestand. But guys, like, you want to get to the Stanley Cup Finals. You want to get through that gauntlet, right? If you make the finals, you're more than likely going to have to play a team. You're going to have to play a team over in the West Coast. Like, that's just the fact of the matter. But this is how you got to be thinking. Just because it's Vigneault's first year, a lot of these guys have never played together. That you're still in a position where you can make a run. It's still early, but this mental battle of the road games for the Flyers, especially on the West Coast, it's something has got to give. Now, on the season, the Flyers have played 10 games over in the West Coast, have only won 1 game. 1 out of those 10 games the Flyers have won, and that 1 game you won was in a penalty shootout. Okay, so and in total, you've been outscored 43-21. That is not cutting it, my guys. That is not cutting it at all. So the Flyers really have to find a way to figure this out. You're still seeing some stuff that you like. Sean Couturier, I really have to highlight here. His performance, his effort on this night was really something that I enjoyed watching. He put 2 goals in this game. The power play wrister was a nice shot as well. He had a nice heads-up play in the second period as well to get the 3rd goal. And he was just all over the ice on this night, guys. He had a solid performance. And what I really love too is after the game, you watch the post-game conferences, and he was not happy, and he was very upset with his performance, even though he played well, and the performance of the Flyers as well, because he feels as if this team should be better than what they are putting out on the ice in these 4 games that they played thus far in the West Coast. Another guy that really caught my eye is Travis Konechny, and he really is having such a breakout season this year. He got the All-Star bid. Congratulations to him. He honestly deserved it. He has truly been the best player on this Flyers team overall. As far as skill, work ethic, and leadership, I believe Konechny has truly evolved as a hockey player. And he had a nice goal here. It was the 2nd goal of the game. And it was a nice, individual effort by him to get that goal. And he really has been such a bright spot all season long. He's going to be dangerous, and if he continues to grow and play the way he is playing, then my God, he's going to be special, especially with how many years left we got with Claude Giroux, Jakub Voracek, and Sean Couturier. A player like Travis Konechny is definitely something that is going to help the veteran players, as well as Joel Farabee. His effort was not overlooked here. One question I really want to ask here, guys, is Morgan Frost. Now, I know you guys know he's been brought back down to Lehigh Valley. He started his tenure up here with Philly pretty strong. He showed you flashes of some talent. He kind of fell off a little bit, but that the line when he first came up with Travis Konechny, Claude Giroux, and Morgan Frost was working. It was working at times. Morgan is still a young player, but I just don't get how Morgan is not up here and a guy like Vorobrev is still up here with Philly. I feel like Frost can give you more than Vorobrev could. That's something to think about, and we'll see what happens. But coming back to Philly, I really want Vigneault to think about this, because Frost to me is someone that's going to help you. Maybe not so much now, but he's going to help you in the future. And I think it's more beneficial you got him up here in Philly than someone like Vorobrev. That's just something I was thinking about throughout the game tonight. And I hope Vigneault and I hope Chuck Fletcher and the Flyers really consider this, because I think Frost is really going to help you out here. Now, this Western Conference road trip is really killing the Flyers right now, because right now, your Philadelphia Flyers, ladies and gentlemen, are sitting in 7th place with 49 points. The Hurricanes and the Penguins jumped above you in the Metro and in the Eastern Conference standings as well. So the Flyers are going to have to turn this bad boy around. All right, next up for your Philadelphia Flyers, we're going to go back down south. We're headed to Arizona to face off against a hot Arizona Coyotes team. They beat us a couple weeks ago up here in the Wells Fargo Center. And this is a different Arizona Coyotes team. We talked about it during that game. They are a much more better physical. They are a hardworking team, and now they have added Taylor Hall to the arsenal, the MVP from 2 seasons ago. And he still hasn't kicked off his Arizona Coyotes career yet. He's still trying to get his feet wet, figure it out, fit in and Talkett's system up down there in Arizona. But it's not going to be easy. I know Arizona is not a home ice advantage just yet, but it's still a game that, it would be a great win if you were to win down in Arizona. It would really build the confidence up for the Flyers, knowing that, out on the West Coast, they have not been playing well at all. So it really would help to, before you come back to the East Coast, to win that game down in Arizona. So that game is going to be this Saturday. It's an 8 o'clock puck drop. It's going to be a great little appy before Sunday's festivities with the Philadelphia Eagles. So that I'm definitely going to be looking forward to that, guys. But guys, that's all I got for you today. Final score again: the Flyers fall to the Vegas Golden Knights 5-4, and we are on to the Utes. Guys, if you want to talk Flyers and you want to discuss anything that happened in this game, in the comments below, I want to hear from you guys. Let's talk some Flyers hockey here. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on our orange and black. And of course, guys, I really appreciate you guys checking out my channel here. It really means a lot to me, and we are trying to grow here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia, and I could use your guys' help, quite frankly. Help me out by liking this video, subscribing to this channel, hitting the bell button for his notifications, as well as sharing this video and this channel to help me grow. And of course, guys, you want to follow me on other platforms of social media, you can absolutely do so. Follow me on Twitter at El Parceo Philly, and you can also follow me on Instagram at El_Parcero_Philly. And until next time, guys, I'm a Parceo Philly, telling you guys that it's now or never. I'll talk to you soon.